G'day people, this is Sharpino here. I'm getting a bit gruff, I'm getting a bit tough because this is a big Wi-Fi battle today. We are the coach of the Sydney Krookodiles today. We are going up against the Dallas Manectrics, and between them and the team Dave Krookodiles, it's been a wild ride of competition. Today we brought a team, hopefully we can get out with a W, we can bring ourselves up to 4-2 for this week, hopefully, so we have a chance to make it to the PMC League final playoffs for our section. So we'll be right back when this battle is ready to get started. Alright guys, we are back for our match here. We just had to quickly leave because he did have an item swap that was a bit of an issue, but now we've fixed it up here, so we already know what his team is, but we'll quickly run through it for you. So he does have the Dallas Manectrics, he does have the Krookodiles, he does have the Hitmontop, he does have the Meloetta, he does have the Crobat, and he does have the Kieran. Now, we're going to pretty much start things off in the same fashion that we did before, so we're going to go ahead and start off with Alakazam just because of a, like I said, a technical issue there, but I'm not going to let that really, be an issue. But once again, best of luck to Dallas Manectrics. Let's do this, people! Actually, I just need to check one thing though while we're doing this. So, we're issuing a challenge here. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Alakazam once again. Just because we did have the item issues. Sun Wukong, which is the Mana 10. So, I'm pretty much going to go for the Hidden Power once again, so we can go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. Now, I don't know if he's going to withdraw once again. I'm just going to go the same move again. He's going to bring in the Karaoke, which is the Meloetta. Now, I just want to check one thing here. So, we're doing things the exact same way. And that was wow, that was great. And we got leftovers. Alright, so that's definitely interesting. Let me go ahead and quickly check Meloetta and see if it gets access to Dazzling Gleam. If it gets access to Dazzling Gleam, I don't know if I want to swap in the Tyranitar. Does it get access to... It does. So, the real question is, what possible moveset could it have? Because, I mean, it gets access to a freaking buttload of moves here. So, we're locked into Hidden Power Ground. I don't really want to take anything from here. So, I'm going to go ahead and swap into the Tyranitar. Just because I feel that we've got the Citrus Berry on, so if we can take a hit, we can certainly try to dish it back out. This is a max HP, max attack Tyranitar Thunder Wave. So that is actually okay for us. I actually don't mind that at all. Now, the question is, what does this Karaoke want to do with us? So, in saying that, we do have the Citrus Berry. I want to see if I can fire off. I want to fire off a Payback, because if this Karaoke does have Dazzling Gleam, we can fire it off and possibly kill this Karaoke. That's if it does have Dazzling Gleam. I'm pretty sure it does. We are preparing for the worst case, that it does have the, oh, he's going to withdraw. Oh boy, that kind of sucks there. He's going to see the Hitmontop there. Probably should have gone for the rocks there. Probably should have, but you just never know. So we're going to fire off a Payback. We're going to reveal that we do have Payback. Now, I want to double check now and see, does Caitlyn get access to Knockoff? Because if I bring in Jellicent, Caitlyn, oh, what am I doing? Hitmontop. I want to see if Hitmontop does get access to Knockoff. I'm pretty sure it does, but I just want to make sure. It doesn't get access to Knockoff. So, we should be okay and going for a swap. What other access to dark moves does it get though? I'm just trying to think. I'm going to swap into Sableye because I don't think it has any moves that can really hurt us. So I'm going to swap into Sableye expecting some kind of move here. I'm just trying to think what kind of move would it have. close combat. So that works out fantastic for us. And the best part about this is now we can actually go ahead and go for the Mega Evolution Will-O-Wisp. Now, depending on what Pokemon he wants to bring in now, we could predict that and go for a first turn Calm Mind, which would actually work out for us. But I'm just trying to think what are his possible swap-ins for this. So he could bring in the Krookodile, but he'd be fearing that Will-O-Wisp. So he could have Crobat, he could have Kyurem. I'm just trying to think what would our... Do I expect him to swap and go for Dark Pulse? Or go for the Calm Mind? Because I really feel like he'd be too afraid of that Will-O-Wisp. But either way, we're going to go ahead and go for the Will-O-Wisp here. I just feel like the Will-O-Wisp is just too good. Fuck. We should have got fuck. Should have gone for the Dark Pulse. But you know what? It's okay. It happens. So unfortunately, our Will-O-Wisp is going to do nothing here. And the Sandstorm, whatever it has, is going to get pretty much just walled by that there. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and swap into Jellicent, because Jellicent can eat up whatever this... if he wants to go for a U-turn, that's fine. If he wants to go for a... I'm just trying to think what he could possibly do to us here. More likely he's going to go for the U-turn, but... the Jellicent here should be able to wall up whatever this Sun Wukong does. Plus we have the Rocky Helmet, so we can dish out damage to this Dimension right here. But my question is, what does he want to do here? Because a U-turn is going to do a bit of damage to us, but I'm just trying to think what are his options for us here. Like I said, it's all about the mind games. It's all about the mind games. So we're going to swap in Jellicent, expecting a U-turn. So if he does U-turn, he does take Rocky Helmet damage. But based off that, his obviously swap in is going to be that Krookodile, which is going to be a bit of a problem for us. So in comes Jellicent. Is he going to go for the U-turn? Yes, he is. And he's going to take a little bit of Rocky Helmet damage. Was that a crit? That was a crit! I guess that kind of answers to our hidden power crit. But he's going to take that Rocky Helmet damage now, and he's going to swap out. And that's Life Orb. That's not Choice Scarf. So that is actually very handy information. So, Life Orb, U-turn, Hitmontop, and in comes that Krookodile. And that Krookodile is going to be a bitch of a Pokemon to deal with. So, knowing more likely it is going to be Scarfed, more than likely. I want to predict the Dark move, but I don't want to really lose. If he goes for the Dark move, we're okay. If he predicts us to go into Tyranitar and locks himself into Earthquake, oh, this is so frustrating. I'm going to go to Will-O-Wisp expecting him to predict us to go into Tyranitar. Knock off. Fuck! Ugh! God damn it! That is really frustrating. That is really, really frustrating. I really should have swapped in Tyranitar, but God damn it, I fucking hate that so much. We're going to bring in the Talonflame here. And we're going to fire off a Brave Bird on this here. So it's not a Moxie, which I'm a little bit surprised about, but... Oh, fuck, this is so frustrating. I just hate that thing there. So we're going to fire off a Brave Bird here, and hopefully we can get a return kill by taking out this Talonflame here, because that was really frustrating right there. The frustration. But then again, Tyranitar actually does check the Meloetos, so I guess that's kind of okay. We're gonna fire for Brave Bird here, and that was a crit. I don't know if that mattered, but fucking that is two back-to-back crits here. But we do get the kill. So Krookodile killed by Talonflame. Now I'm just trying to think what is his possible answer now for Talonflame here, because I don't really see an answer to Talonflame that I see so far. The only things I can see that he could possibly bring in is the Kyurem, because if Kyurem can live one hit of a Brave Bird, then Brave Bird pretty much doesn't kill the Kyurem, and then he kills with Ice Beam as a return kill. So that's pretty much what I can see him doing right here. So far we're each at 1 kill each. So unfortunately the Jellicent went down, but really the Jellicent was a check for the Suicune. But the fact he doesn't have it is okay with, I'm okay with that. I mean, the Jellicent really was a check for the Hitmontop as well, so if he can't spin off if we set rocks or anything, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Next is going to be that Kyurem, as I predicted. So, now, if he fires off an Ice Beam, if he's scarfed into Ice Beam, we should be good to go ahead and swap into the Tyranitar, because I'm pretty sure Talonflame could do a bit of work here. Ice Beam is a neutral hit on the Talonflame here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap into the Tyranitar, expecting Ice Beam, because we are fully invested and we can go ahead and possibly get that. Draco Meteor! Oh, wow! Okay, so he actually misses that. That is so unfortunate. I feel so bad that we... Oh, man. That is so... I feel so bad for that, but not much we can do about that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and fire off a Stealth Rock right now, because if he's locked into... Yeah, he's going to swap out into Hitmontop. If he is locked into that there... Now, hopefully we don't get the Paralysis, but we're going to fire off a Stealth Rock here, which is fantastic. Now, if he wants to get rid of those rocks, he does have to waste a turn to go ahead and actually Rapid Spin those off. But we can predict that and go into our Sableye. So we're going to go ahead and bring Sableye, expecting him to go for the Spinner. Because if he goes for Rapid Spin, then we're pretty much good to go. So Kyurem reveals Draco Meteor. In comes the Mega Sableye here. Is he going to go for Rapid Spin? He's going for Rock Slide. Does a little bit of damage. That was a crit as well. We're exchanging crits left and right, people. Goodness gracious. Alright, so Hitmontop reveals Rock Slide. So he expected us to go ahead and swap. So that was a pretty good prediction for him. Now, Darmanitan is still floating about. So I don't know if going for a Recover is the best way to go. But I'm going to go ahead and fire off a Dark Pulse, predicting that... predicting Darmanitan to come back in right now, because the threat of a Will-O-Wisp is a bit too much for him to handle. So I'm going to fire off a Dark Pulse here. I'm really just expecting him to go for that swap into Darmanitan, because Will-O-Wisp is a bit too threatening to have on his Caitlyn, and I don't see him, except Meloetta, possibly having the... he's going to withdraw, he's going to probably bring in the Darmanitan, expecting the Will-O-Wisp. Karaoke. Oh, that's perfect! That is perfect! Fantastic news. We go off with the Dark Pulse here. That does nothing. Wow. That does absolutely nothing. So, alright. So, now I'm seeing a Dazzling Gleam coming our way now. But I'm just trying to think what Pokemon would want to take on a Dazzling Gleam right now. So, I'm pretty sure it does have Dazzling Gleam here. I'm pretty sure it does. So I'm going to go ahead and swap into Tyranitar. Even though I know Tyranitar is not the best option for a Dazzling Gleam hit, I would rather it be in for the Rapid Spin. So we're going to bring Tyranitar. We're going to see our Dazzling Gleam fire off right now. And we eat that up. We eat that up. Fantastic. So now, I think we are good to go ahead and fire off a Stone Edge. Because this Stone Edge, even if he brings in the Crobat, we should be fine to go. Because Stone Edge should do a bit of damage to this Karaoke right here. So, now he could expect us to double swap back into the Mega Sableye because of, obviously, the swap into that. But this is working very well for us here because he's going to swap out now. So we can't predict that. Back into Bloodwing. Fantastic! Fantastic. Please don't get paralyzed. Please don't get paralyzed. Thank you. Yes! 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 And Crobat gets killed by Tyranta. Oh my goodness, people. People. Oh my goodness, this battle. And here comes the Darmanitan. Now, a U-turn is going to do quite a bit of damage to us here. So, is he going to go for the superpower or is he going to go for the U-turn? More likely he's going to expect us to go for the U-turn, but honestly at this point, I'm going to swap into Dragalge because I'm expecting either a superpower or U-turn, and Dragalge eats it up pretty well. Earthquake! Wow! So that was a good prediction for him. Unfortunately, we have to lose it. So, wow. So that was a good move on his part, but now we are good to go ahead and swap in. Okay. We're going to bring back in Talonflame here. This Darmanitan is pretty much gone now. We're going to fire off a Brave Bird here, and this Brave Bird should get the kill on Sun Wukong. That is Life Orb, so unfortunately we made a bad prediction, but at the same time, superpower or U-turn, he's going to actually swap out now, and he's going to bring in Caitlyn, which is the Hitmontop. So that was actually a pretty good move of him to preserve the Darmanitan, and also get the attack reduction with Brave Bird here. So we do get the kill on Caitlyn here, so Metaletta, Caitlyn, Hitmontop killed by Talonflame. So Talonflame once again putting in all the work here, but now he's got a free swap into Kyurem, and Kyurem Grayscale, who's that? That is the Kyurem. So it's going to take that rocks damage now, but I do know that Talonflame does check the Kyurem. I'm going to go ahead and swap back into Tyranitar because I want to keep this Talonflame for that Darmanitan and for that Metaletta, because I'm pretty sure Talonflame checks both of them. So if he does go for Earthquake with Kyurem, that was a good move here, but we're going to set back up for Tyranitar here. He's going to go for Draco Meteor once again. He is going to land it. Now, we're going to see how much damage this does to us. We eat that up. That does about 50 damage. And we're going to pop that Citrus Berry. So that is fantastic news for us. So, now I'm just trying to think what he could predict to come in now. Because we're going to fire off a Stone Edge, predicting either the Kyurem stay in. He is going to stay in. And we're going to eat that up very well. Here we land the Stone Edge. We do, thank you goodness. Fantastic work. So Kyurem kills by Tyranitar. Woo! Goodness gracious, people. Now Darmanitan comes back in, and at this point, I think Life Orb is going to kill the Darmanitan, so we're going to stay in and go for a Thunder Punch. No matter what he does, he's going to die to the Life Orb. So we're going to stay in. Thunder Punch is going to come through. And Darmanitan is going to go down. So Darmanitan is Tyranitar. So all that's left now is the Metaletta here. And he's asked me, why do you have Thunder Punch? And I just said, just check the Suicune. So, I could go for Differential, but at this point, I don't think Talonflame will take nicely to that. Plus, if he predicts us to go into Talonflame here, we could go ahead and take some damage. So we're just going to let the Tyranta die here. So Tyranta's going to die to the Meloetta. Unfortunate, but you know, it's really unnecessary to try and gamble something. Like, I know it could live a but yeah, you know, like I just said, so we're going to bring back in the Talonflame here. And we're going to fire off a Brave Bird, and that is going to be a win for the Sydney Krookodiles. Yay! Woo! Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic people. Woo! Death from above. Brave Bird. And down goes the Karaoke. Karaoke gets killed by Talonflame. And that is a win! Woo! So this week was really all about Talonflame and Tyranta, really putting the work in. I'm surprised they didn't bring the Suicune, because Suicune actually does check out Talonflame and does check out the Tyranta. So I'm very surprised that he didn't have the Suicune there. But good game nonetheless here. Let's go ahead and see who we are versing next week in our PMC battle this next week here. When we get this loaded up here. Let's see, who are the Sydney Krookodiles taking on next week? Excuse me, goodness gracious. We are versing the Chicago Cubchews, and they've had some pretty good matches as well. So stay tuned for the team builder coming up next week for our matchup against the Chicago Cubchews. A good game to Dallas Manectrics once again. A few unfortunate situations, missing the Draco Meteor, and some crits here and there exchanged between us, but you know what, it is what it is. So, a good game. We are now 4-2, so we are looking pretty good for the playoffs here. And as always, until next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I will catch you guys all next time!